The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker of Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM, The Talker. We do not have my co-host, Pat Devaney, today. He is elsewhere on the planet with my son. So we have our Chief Editing Officer, DC, as my co-host today.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you, DC?
Doing very well.
Good. Thank you for jumping in.
Sure.
We have a special guest, Tom Esgro, owner of Tom's Painting and Design. Good
Correct.
morning.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
I'm fabulous. And thank you for being here with us. It's your first time here, but we are so excited to talk to you about what you do every day. We're here Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we discuss everything real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many exceptional realtors who've been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for over 50 years. Pat likes to talk about the webcam. You want to take that?
That's jruddy.com, JRUDDY.com. You go to the website. It's mobile friendly, and it's got the webcam. Yes.
And you could see
Dunmore Corners.
Yes.
So you can check the traffic and or the weather conditions. It's right up on top of your roof there, I guess.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
it's wonderful webcam, high definition. It's a great view, and I put up on the big screen and just sit there and watch people walk by.
And drive by and
Sure.
accidents and all types of things, right?
Yeah.
But let us not forget, because it gets thousands. Can you do that in a New York accent?
That's right. It gets thousands of hits every day. It's not too much. I can't. There's not certain key words in there. I can. But I'll get the New York accent.
Okay. All right.
Fill in for Pat.
You got to get the long vowels.
The long vowels. Okay. All right. I'll work on that. Thank you.
Look us up on social media and view our listings. Search the MLS listings and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly JRUDDY.com, where we also have all the popular podcast apps that we feature our radio show on. Okay, Tom Esgro, owner of Tom's Painting and Design. Will you share with us a little bit about you, your experience as a professional painter for interiors and exteriors of homes, please?
Yes, no problem. Well, I got involved in painting when I was 17. I started painting for a company called Sun Builders, which then I began to paint for another company called Simplex. I'm sure people are aware of them that live in the area. They're over in the industrial park. I'm not sure if Sun Builders is there anymore, but that's in the past. So since then, I've created my own company. I started painting interior, exterior. I collab with other contractors as well, but my main job is to paint. I'm an artist, very creative. If there's anything that you can think up, I can create it. I can just about paint anything, interior, exterior. I do a lot of crafts, things like that for people. Like I was just talking to you before about how some lady wanted seashells that she collected over the years, and we cut the cabinets out, put them in the cabinets with epoxy. I can create anything for you, like specific. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's how I got into painting, and I love it.
So there's different levels.
Okay.
Obviously, right?
Yes.
So you can go in, and if someone just wants a room painted or several rooms painted, and they pick out the colors, you can paint it.
Correct.
Without that artistic touch.
Yeah, of course.
But there's something different that you bring, I see. Over the years I've worked with and dealt with and talked to a lot of different painters, that you have this artistic, creative touch that
Correct.
a lot do not have.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not
so
just a
I want
painter.
to dive into that.
Okay.
And so what inspired you to pursue this career?
Well, it started after the whole COVID thing. Sitting there, and I started, doodling and daddling around for my kid, and he goes, "How come you stopped drawing?" I'm like, and just because there wasn't any money in it. Like I use my time for something else. I draw pictures for them, little things, that's different though. And he says, oh, why don't you be an artist? I says, well, maybe we'll see. And then I started sitting there thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. I do know how to paint, So it seemed like, why not? Let me go create some cards. Let me go hand them out. Let me see what kind of business I get. I don't have to jump right into it, and that's what I did. I actually was working somewhere else for almost a year.
In a completely different field.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't.
And COVID put an end to it.
That's right. Well, although that was for 20 years, yes. For about 20 years, I did a completely different field. And then COVID came, pretty much ended in a day,
Yeah. So when you create things, is it because you see something that somebody should do, or is it they want an idea and then you take off with it?
Both. Like there's a lot of times I'll see something and I'll mention a different way to them, like because they don't see it, and I do. And does it cost more money? No, not always. Like the first time, I want to make people happy. It's not always about the money. I think of the future. Of course, we all need money. I want to make money. I got to pay my bills. But I'd rather you tell 10 neighbors, and then they call me. I know I can advertise all I want. I can do the Facebook. I can do websites, this and that. But the key thing is word of mouth. And
right.
I think we all know that.
Right.
I don't want work out in New York. I mean, if the job's big enough, yes, I'll go there. I'll get a hotel and we'll get it done. But I'd rather it be local.
Right.
I live here. Why use the gas? Why use the time? I have the business right here. The people are here.
I don't know why, but it's very hard to find a reliable painter.
Yes, it is. Very
I mean, there's a need for reliable painters.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with painters. A lot of people will claim they're fast, and that's good. Like house flippers, they might just want speed. They don't really care about drips, but I don't want those customers. I can't say I don't want those customers. I like being creative. I like when I get the jobs where, hey, can you do this or do that? Or, hey, here's my baby's nursery. This is what I'm going to do. Whatever you think you can conjure up in your mind, draw it out, tell me, explain it, and then let's do it.
Yeah, I follow a lot of different types of groups and pages on Facebook for real estate, house interiors, etc. And baby nurseries are a thing. Like, they're getting really fancy.
Yes, correct. Another thing I was going to get into in the future is doing murals. Everybody wants them done for cities, the town. They want something special on their wall or outside their restaurant. And next summer, I think I'm going to start dabbling in it a bit.
Okay, but, that's fabulous. That's good. When it comes to painting home interiors, what are some of the key factors homeowners should consider before starting a project?
As far as painting goes, just painting, don't ever cut corners on paint, first of all. If you're painting anything, I don't care if it's an older house or what, if you don't want to paint it, use good paint. It's that simple. I'm not going to mention any names.
Right.
But
let's talk about a cost. Like what would be a good barometer, so to speak, a guide, a can of paint? What should somebody be spending? Instead of naming a brand, what would the amount be that they should be paying for a gallon of paint?
Anything under $30 is most likely water, like very watery.
Okay.
Also, you're paying for, like, again, I'm not going to knock a company. I have one in mind right now that I'm not going to say on here for obvious reasons, but they're just completely, it's half water. So you can buy triple the paint, and it doesn't really matter. You're still losing money, and it's not going to last that long. It's going to start peeling off your walls in 5 years, 6 years. How
many coats when you're dealing with a watery paint? How many coats do you have to put on that wall?
I'm just going to get to that. 3 usually instead of 2.
Right.
Yes. Sometimes
so you're really
4.
not saving money.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're not saving nothing. And you're losing the quality too, and then you're going to end up having to have someone come down and scrape the wall or whatever it might be. And then the wall's going to be ruined if you use crap paint or whatever you're painting. It's not going to, you got to use good paint.
Sure.
And for what it costs to do a room, if you buy a gallon of paint, let's just say, it's about all it costs usually is that gallon of paint. Why would you try to save $10 when you're paying the painter, let's just say $300 to $700 to paint a room, depending on the size? Why would you try to save $10 or $20? It makes no sense.
Well, some people think they like to paint and that they're actually good at it. But, they can make a disaster out of something. I don't know that. So if I wanted to paint something and I was inspired to paint our bedroom, right? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know how to tape it off.
Yeah, correct. Well, it depends, too. As far as tape goes, people think they don't want to pay someone else, or they want to do it themselves, or they don't care about perfection. I don't know what it is. Or maybe it'll come out great. To them, that's all they need. But those aren't the people that I run into. Most of the people I run into, they want it a specific way, or it's just they want speed. But like I told you, for something like that, that's not really my thing. I'll do it. I'm obviously very fast. It's just I'd rather take my time and do something right and make it come out different, make it come out better, to where you may not notice, but if you bring another painter in there, he's going to say, wow, that guy knows what he's doing. And that's what I like. I think about the next guy coming in and looking. No one's going to ever be able to knock my work because I'm always going to go one above, and I am going to be more creative if I can be, like you said, depending on what the job involves. I have to be, and of course, you got to get paid for your time as well. But I mean, I still first time customers. I'm sorry. I always go one above, But you got to make sure you're doing what they want. That's all it comes down to. But a lot of times people don't know what they want, or they don't know what the end result is going to be. And my end result might be a lot different than somebody else's end result because I'm taking the extra step to do it correctly. It's not just about painting when you're painting either. And a lot of times you'll have small holes everywhere, nicks in the walls. And so you got to know how to spackle as well. And, that's something I can also do too. Like if somebody wanted, like I was telling you earlier, some kind of shape cut out of sheetrock, like a design on your wall, like here in the radio station saying you want it, the talker, cut it out of sheetrock, make it fancy, do something nice with it, add the right colors. It's gonna look different. And it's going to be yours, It's going to look, again, it's not just painting. That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
I can't just be a painter. In order to be a good painter, you got to know other things, too.
So, and let's talk about ceilings. So what's in terms of ceilings? It's whatever the homeowner wants. Do you do sculptured ceilings? What kind of ceilings do you do? Do you just paint them?
Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of times, this is getting out of style now, like the swirl ceilings people used to do all the time, because now what they do is just, if you don't like it, if you like it, the next person may not like it. And then you got your whole ceiling screwed. Now you got to scrape the whole thing off. So try to stick with a simple design usually, but the creative part is the colors, the line work. That's key, like you were saying with the tape before. Like nice straight lines, you don't want to see any drips anywhere, dabbing out, or the whole ceiling maybe flat, and you'll notice like bumps all over the place. I can't stand those bumps, like I got to get rid of them. That's what so I may put a little bit more time into something, but.
You just reminded me, when our son was little, he's now 17, but when he was a little guy, he used to get the super balls and, slam them off the floor and it would hit the ceiling.
I love that.
So I am still finding super balls because I used to take them and hide them and put them like in the back of closets, in the back of a drawer. Yep. I'm still finding super balls because there would be marks on my ceilings and it would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I got you. All you had to do is go scrape them off. Is what you were saying? Holes in the ceiling, or
no? They would just be the scuff mark of the super ball.
I got you.
The black, blue super ball. Couldn't it be a white super ball because my ceilings are all white.
And some people that may not bother. They may.
It bothers me. My eyes go right up to it.
Or what people will do is they'll go up with their white paint and they'll dab all those marks.
Right.
Then they come back next day and, oh my God, that's all brighter than the rest now.
Right.
After you buy paint and you paint, even though you have the same color in the basement for 3-4 years, you go to paint that one spot on the wall, it's not going to work. You got to paint the whole wall because that paint has gotten dirty over the years. So it's lost its color. And people don't understand that either. You can keep the paint or the can to know what you used, but more than likely you're just going to have to do a color match or just repaint the whole wall again.
Yeah,
and you can't paint one wall if the whole room is that color. You're going to have to paint the whole room.
We've tried to do touch-ups. It doesn't work.
Yeah. No. It's you can't cut corners in painting is what it comes down to, unless you don't mind, things being a little bit off.
Yeah, and that stuff bothers me. I don't think it bothers Pat so much because my husband, because if it bothered him, he'd have to do something about it. Thank goodness he's not here to listen or to chime in. I'm going to make him listen to this show, though. But that's on the honey-do list because if it bothered him, he'd know that I'd be at him saying, you got to do this, right? So
I'm listening.
He just stepped in. He'll join the second half of the show. Today with us is Tom Esgro, owner of Tom's Painting and Design. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
By phone, 570-604-5975, or they can just go on my Facebook. It's Tom's Interior Painting and Design. We just created a little while, not too long ago, but like I said, the phone calling me is the best bet because I always have my phone on me. No matter what I'm doing, I get a message on my phone and it rings loud. So I always tell people, just call. Leave a message if you can't get in touch with me.
Sounds good. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to this weekend's sponsor, Permaglaze Bath Renew, located on the Scranton-Carbondale Highway. They reglaze bathtubs, sinks, tile, countertops, and more. Reglazing is a specialized coating applied over porcelain, formica, fiberglass, ceramic tile, fixtures, and more. Permaglaze can even change the colors of your old, outdated bathroom and or kitchen. Permaglaze and Bath Renew can also convert your old bathtub into a walk-in shower with complete removal or clean-cut step-in tub system. The process can save homeowners hundreds or even thousands of dollars on bathroom or kitchen remodeling projects. Also, Permaglaze Bath Renew currently has employment opportunities available. Call 570-344-8434 or visit permaglazelinersnepa.com to enhance your home and life today. Also, I have a land listing in Scott Township. It is on Route 438, which is also Montdale Road. So if you are on 81 North and you take exit 201, you just go down about a mile and the property is on your left. It's a little bit over an acre, has great road frontage, and so you could build your home on this beautiful 1.06 acre with a great view, phenomenal view, and it is close to everything while you're set apart from the rest of the world. It's $55,000 and it's listed by Leonard Longo of Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be right back. When considering to sell or buy a home, why choose Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate? Let me tell you why. 70% of home buyers settle for the first agent they meet, and many regret it. 90% of home sellers hire an agent, but was it the right choice? Don't have agent remorse. I'm Jackie Ruddy, and I've been in and around the real estate business for most of my life. And at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, we've been selling real estate for half a century. But we do not do it halfway. You deserve better than average. Average doesn't help you. We know it's all about you and what you need. Century 21 is the #1 in brand awareness, is the most recognized name in real estate, and is the most respected in the industry. In this market, if you dream big, you need to move fast. So it makes perfect sense to contact Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, 570-344-6724, and visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. We are back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, in with Pat Devaney is in the studio now.
Yes, I'm in from a real estate emergency and everything as well.
Okay, good. Thank you for joining us. I thought I was going to be without you the entire show. The first half we were without you, but we are so thrilled that you are back in with us. We are talking with Tom Esgro, owner of Tom's Painting and Design. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're enjoying our conversation with you because you're not just an everyday regular painter.
That's what I'm being told.
Right. So you bring the artistic touch, creativity with you. And, in the first half of the show, we were talking about sometimes, mistakes that are made. People may go with a less expensive paint, which is more watery. They're not really saving money.
No.
They don't know how to really tape off a room, things like that. But, something interesting you mentioned, one of your projects that you recently have completed, you were doing a design for someone that called you, a customer, client, that had a seashell collection. And what she wanted to do was see these beautiful seashells every day instead of them sitting in a box in a closet, right? So she envisioned having them in her kitchen. So what did you do? Talk to me about that.
Cut out the spots in the cabinets and, made it smooth, did the work we had to do, covered it with epoxy, and it came out beautifully. Something else I wanted to talk about with that is about how we were talking about the borders, okay? Like you said, I think they're out of style. I don't know. Some people still like them now. But I do it by hand, going around the doors. You want the vines. You want something specific that may match the rest of your house, and there's no way to match in it. I can find a way to make it match by drawing it, literally painting it.
Like the accent pieces, maybe, in the colors in the room.
Correct. Like a lot of people, what I get a lot is when you go up the stairwell. Like people like that because when you're walking up the stairwell, it's just nice. It's very nice. Like whatever design I can create going up that, just to make it stick out from the rest of the house or just to make your place different.
So you do it up the wall?
Yeah.
So I see a lot of times pictures where people now are doing risers, the stairway. They're painting their risers. Do you do anything like that?
I can, yes. But what do you mean when you say risers?
The steps. The step, you have the step, and then it's the riser.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if you meant the side of it or you mean walking right up the steps.
Walking right up the step.
Yeah,
The piece that faces you is usually,
right on there. Yeah, right. And same idea. You can do it. What I meant is going up the side, but yes.
On the side wall. Yeah, the side. Lots of people, what they do.
You could do both.
Right. That's a good idea. But with the paneling that they're doing up the steps, sometimes, and they do the molding with the squares, it would look nice. Some of those moldings that they put on, if you could paint inside of that, do like a combination of the molding up the stairs and then paint inside that would be really nice.
It would be.
Not that I paint much. But
no, you're right.
I'm an idea guy.
That's the thing. If you can think up the idea, the two of us together, I can make it happen.
That's right. That's why I'm going to hire you.
I might not think that up on my own, but when you mention it, now everything starts turning in there, and I figure it out, which isn't too complicated for me. I mean, from the artistic standpoint, I don't want to be on my high horse, but I'm an artist. I can make it happen.
Very good. Tom Esgro, owner of Tom's Painting and Design. How does someone get in touch with you?
570-604-5975, which is my phone. If I'm not there, just leave a message, and I will most definitely get back to you the same day.
Can you explain the importance of color selection and how it can impact the overall ambiance of a room? I mean, sometimes people go too dark, too light, but, you have that artistic eye, so I'm sure that you share your personal feelings or thoughts and on how the overall, you could probably see it completed where maybe a homeowner can't.
There's a lot of tricks to that, actually, since you bring it up. If we use a dark blue, I'm just going to use it as an example, and you have a window at the front of the house, lot of times painters don't know, like, okay, I think this color is too dark, the person might say. So now you already know they think it's too dark. So there's actually a process, a way of painting the room where you can make that color look lighter on one wall, and that's the way you roll the wall. Instead of painting against it, you go with it, or vice versa, depending on where the light is coming from. These are just little things that I know or I see that other people may not. And as far as coloring goes, a lot of people think they can. Did I mention this before about the same using the same color that they had stashed away for a couple of years?
Yes,
I did, right? Okay. Well, same idea. People don't understand that the color that they have isn't going to come out on that wall the same color, depending on what color was there before. If you're using a dark blue on a white, it's probably going to come out great. But if it's a darker color you're painting over, you're not going to get that same color unless you add an extra coat, or because it's just not going to happen. The process of coloring is just you can't lighten a color that can't be lightened. I don't know how to put it. I don't know another way of putting it. Just every color that you use could come out different depending on how you're using it. That's all I'm saying.
And lighting affects it. So
yes,
natural light and ceiling lights and wall lights.
Correct. Yes. Lighting means a lot. Can't use dark colors, in my opinion, unless there's lighting in the room. Like, you shouldn't use dark colors, but some people like it, homey, dark. But I try not to go too dark unless the customer wants it that way.
My friends just bought a house, and there is dining room is red, dark red. Really dark red.
It's older, right?
Oh.
It's been on there for years.
And it's got a big window, and it's got oak floors, and it's got a big light, and the room still looks small and dark. But it's not a small and dark room. The dark red on the walls just brings it in. I like you saying, I do not like the dark colors. And the first thing they said is, we're painting this room.
Yeah, no. I think I know the red you're talking about too. It's like a nightmare red. I don't know how to
nightmare.
explain
That's
it.
a good way to call it. I would call it that.
But not as red. It has like a purplish tint to it. Like it's an older red.
Yeah,
like from the horror movies.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Would you agree with the statement that if you have a small room, you should stick with lighter colors, or is that not really true?
I think that is true. But it's more of your personal preference. It's still your. But what I hate is when a customer picks out a color and it doesn't come out the way they expect it. So what do you do
That
now?
happens all the time.
It does happen. But
You remember your father's lime green sunroom?
Yes, I do. Very vividly.
That's not the color I picked.
Right.
Right. But yes, it was. It just didn't come out that way. So whose fault is it? If you had a little bit more knowledge, you would have made it come out the way they wanted it, and there'd be no arguments.
Right.
But if you can't explain to the customer, listen, that color might come out a little bit lighter when we're done, or a little darker, and you actually put it in the contract or whatever you're agreeing to. That way you don't get in trouble. And honestly, tell you the truth, if someone says to me, I still don't like it, they're a good customer, I'm redoing it anyways.
Okay.
I'm going to redo it.
Nice guy you are.
Yeah, I know. It happens. But what are you going to do? I'd rather them be happy. And, of course, I'm a people person. I can tell if someone's
Not happy.
or trying to take advantage.
Yeah.
One or the
Tom
other.
Escrow, owner of Tom's Painting and Design. How does someone get in touch with you?
Through phone, 570-604-5975.
If someone can envision it, you can make it happen.
Correct. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Good. Pat?
Yes, we have a two-family home. It's a duplex at 330 Hickory Street in Peckville for $184,000. This home has two well-maintained one-bedroom apartments, and it's in the Valley View School District. The apartments have separate utilities, and the updates include electrical panels, new water heaters, and newer windows. This home sits on a very manageable 50 by 80 lot with low taxes of only $1,100 a year. That's a well-maintained two-family home at 330 Hickory Street in Peckville for only $184,000, and that's listed by Stacy Granza of our office.
Thank you, Pat. I'd like to say hi to Jackie from Oliphant. I've been meaning to say hello to you, Jackie. Thanks for calling us and letting us know that you love our radio show and that you listen weekly. We appreciate that. Keep listening. Remember to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. for more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. Have a great week.